everybody, it's Nicole with Celestial Messages, and I am here with your new moon forecast. And this month the moon is in the sign of Aries right here, okay? So a new moon is when the sun and the moon come together. They're conjunct, okay? Oh, that wasn't a very fancy circle, was it? Sorry, I'm learning to use this. So anyways, it's when the sun and the moon here come together. They're at the same degree. They're at 22 degrees of Aries, and Aries is a cardinal fire sign. So that means that there's a lot of fire, a lot of push, a lot of going forward. It wants to move forward. That's what this new moon is all about. And it's also the first new moon after the astrological new year. So the sun went into Aries on the equinox, and now we have the first new moon. So it's really bringing in that new energy, that new power, right? So this new moon is actually creating a square pattern with the same exact spot as where Saturn conjuncted Pluto in January of 2020. This was the beginning of the pandemic, okay? This new moon is squaring that type of energy. I think actually the day that Saturn and Pluto conjuncted was the first case that was reported of COVID. So this new moon is squaring that type of energy. And so it can bring some of that energy back into focus. So there may be a collective energy, maybe wanting to achieve something too quickly around this pandemic, or, there will most likely be a strong feeling of frustrations with the rules and restrictions that are being imposed on the bigger picture, okay? A lot of people feel like there's kind of two sides to this new moon and to this pandemic. There are the people who, believe everything the media tells them and does exactly what they're told. There are the people who don't believe anything the media tells them and won't do anything that they're told. And the people that are left sitting in the middle have nowhere to go because the North Node is in Gemini. I don't have it on here for some reason, but it's right around here. Okay, so the North Node's in Gemini, which means the South Node's in Sagittarius. And the North Node in Gemini, it's kind of hanging out with Mars in a wide orb here. So it's all about wanting to know the data, wanting to know the truth, looking and researching. But we have the South Node in Sag, and the South Node in Sag says, I know. I don't need to research. I know. Whatever you tell me, I'm not listening to. So it really leaves the people that are kind of in the middle, not sure which way to look or go, in a place of almost like purgatory. They're in the middle. They're stuck. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. It's kind of like a crazy time. And so all of this kind of stuff can be being brought back into the forefront and the picture. So Aries, the ruler of Aries, is actually Mars right here. And Mars is sitting in Gemini, and Gemini is all about two roads, two choices, two paths. So there could be two options that are opening up for people, right? And the thing is, though, that Mars, you can't see it in this chart, but it's out of bounds. And Mars is about courage. It's about violence. It's about, Mars is the god of war, basically. And he's out of bounds, which means it's kind of like an unruly teenager. Mars isn't going to follow the rules. Mars is going to do what he wants. However, Mars is squaring Neptune here. So, what that means is that there's still so much confusion. There's so much going on, and people just don't know. People don't know. And that goes for kind of like everybody, right? People are confused. And that, in part, has a lot to do with Neptune causing the fog, causing the confusion. So I actually want you to take a look and see at all of these planets and Chiron sitting in Aries. That's a lot of Aries energy. So, what does Aries represent? Aries represents taking charge, The saying for our Aries is I am. So the question you need to ask yourself this new moon is, who are you? And if you don't like who you've been, or if you don't like the path you've been going down, it's time to make a new path. Or it's time to charge forward on the path you're on. The saying of Aries, let that sink in, is I am. So if you don't know who you are, now is the time to figure it out. If you're, sitting somewhere in the middle in this confusion of Neptune, the answer is, who are you? What did you come here to do? Okay? And so with all of this energy in Aries and Mars, really playing a big part in it, the best way to release stress this new moon is physical activity. Go for a walk, go for a jog, go for a run, go for a bike ride. It will help you release that excess stress, that extra energy that is just kind of building and building and building. Okay? And I think, doing that will really save you from kind of blowing up and saying something maybe that you don't want to say. Because if you see here, Mercury's in Aries. Mercury in Aries tends to just say whatever comes out. There isn't a lot of watching your words with this type of energy, okay? And so I just want you guys to remember some keywords of Aries: pioneering, courage, assertion, forceful, impulse, passion, survival instincts, quick-witted, enjoying the challenge, independent, and temper. Let me see here. I just want to take a look at my notes. I just also wanted to point out here that Neptune here actually represents media. So I would watch, because it is squaring Mars here, I would watch for the media. I would watch for one story coming out and then it changing to another story, or it coming out one way and then another way. Because Mars in Gemini is two. It's two times, two paths, two things, right? So really, pay attention to what is being said and, look into that. So I also wanted to point out that we have Venus hanging out with this new moon, and it's squaring Pluto over here. So Venus is all about your values, okay? And when Venus is in Aries, she is ready to stand in her power. But when it's squaring Pluto, you must be aware of outside power trying to control you and hold power over you. You have to be aware of people trying to put their values on you. So I actually pulled a card to represent the energy for this new moon. Some message that we can get across, okay? And this card is actually really, really powerful to me. You could see it as an inner child wanting to come out. But I think with the energy around this new moon and the planets and what's going on in the world, that it's that part of you that's afraid to speak out, is afraid to be ridiculed by other people, right? And knowing that this new moon holds so much potential for you and for other people, that I want to read the meaning out of the book, because I think it's really powerful. So all energy can be harnessed and used in myriad of ways. Just as elite athletes learn to use nervous energy to better their performance, it is up to you to draw on the energy stored in a negative experience to fuel your motivation, determination, or creativity. Use whatever life sends you to your advantage. You can sit on the potential within you, or you can release it. It is your choice. This is not a matter of circumstance, ability, or worthiness. Convert a possibility into a reality.